On behalf of the Augustana College Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, it is my honor to welcome you to Augustana at a time unlike any other time in our 160-year history. Much will be different this year, and we've been working very hard to prepare the college for you. But we've been working just as hard to ensure you that what is important at Augustana College remains unchanged. That is, your Augustana experience invites you and encourages you and makes it possible for you to wonder boldly and imagine brightly. Throughout its history, Augustana has been inspired by its founders who left the safe harbors of their home and became immigrants to America. They set out boldly toward horizons over which they could not see and had a bright faith that what they imagined they could accomplish. And they were certain that they needed each other in the journey. And that is what I ask of you. Be bold as you begin your college journey, and be relentless in demanding the best of your explorations and of yourself. Respond to challenges of caring for yourselves and for your community, whether it be your classmates, residence hall, or families at home, with bright imagination and faith that together we can navigate the uncharted waters of COVID-19. And finally, fully embrace the reality that during these times, we are indeed one another's keepers, charged with caring for not only ourselves, but for those around us. Now, you will hear this good advice again and again. That advice is to wear your masks, wash your hands frequently, and physically distance. Note that I use the term physically distance instead of socially distance because indeed we want to remain connected with each other, and we will find ways to be socially connected in this digital world and on Augustana's campus. So that is my advice for you in responding to COVID-19. But I don't want COVID-19 to get in the way of other important pieces of advice, students, that will help you navigate your career at Augustana College. I'd like to offer you 6 simple pieces of advice based on my 35 years in higher education as either a professor or a college president. First, and importantly, recognize that the journey ahead is yours and yours alone to define. Our vibrant community cultivates confidence, so have confidence in yourselves. Take it upon yourself to define your life and your time at Augustana. Many will attempt to tell you what to make of your Augustana experience. Treat what they say as well-intended advice. Listen to the advice of your family and friends, as they may see things that you don't. Your faculty members and your advisors will give you advice, and maybe even the college president will give you advice. But the decisions you make are your own decisions, and the pathways you follow are for you to set out. Trust and learn from your experience. Choose your path carefully. Spread your wings. Take full advantage of your time at Augustana College. Secondly, do something new and outside your comfort zone during your time at Augustana, and get started with that in your first semester. Augustana inspires lives of boundless wonder and growth. Most of you were heavily involved in student activities when you were in high school, but you're now college students, and I challenge you to do something outside of your comfort zone. Try out for a theater production, join a choir or dance club, start a radio show on WAAUG, or get active in student government. You will meet new friends and broaden your horizons. And if we don't have a club or an organization that you want, come to me with like-minded friends and make a pitch to me why we should have it. We've established over 80 new clubs and organizations in my time at Augustana College, each at the request of students. Thirdly, students, don't take yourselves too seriously during your years at Augustana College. You all have distinguished high school records, but for most of you, there will be bumps in the road from time to time while you are a college student and while you're transitioning to college. You might find the courses here a bit more difficult than you expect. You might not hit a home run with respect to every exam. And you might find this as a time of soul searching, which is not always easy. Students, I recall my first exam in college. It was a mathematics course. I had a pretty easy time with mathematics when I was in high school, so I was shocked when my first exam came back and the grade was a D- next to my name. D-, I thought, what does that mean? Worse yet, I recall one of the first papers that I wrote in college. I'd worked hard on the college. It was a 10-page paper. The paper came back with no comments except on the last page. In big red letters, it said, "At last." What did that mean? I could hardly believe it, that I got such a slow start, but I buckled down. I decided to recalibrate, spending more time on my studies, and 30 years later, I became a college president. If I can do it, you can do it. I share these stories to make one simple point. That is that most students will have disappointments in college. I did, but it's not the end of the world. My first exam, even my first paper, were disasters, but I recovered. I did this because I asked for help, and I'd encourage you to ask for help too when you stumble. We are a caring community, a helping community, a community that wants all of you to succeed. So keep things in perspective. If you get off to a start slower than you hope, talk to your professors and ask them for help. It will make all of the difference in the world. There will be other frustrations for many of you. You may find that the major that you were planning on is not a good fit. That's okay. Be easy on yourself. Give yourself time. Very few students are academically dismissed from Augustana, and all eventually succeed in finding the right major and finding the right group of friends and support group to sustain them through these important years. Fourth, students, get to know your faculty and your advisors. The faculty and staff at Augustana are second to none. They are here to help you. This is one of the advantages of a small liberal arts college where you will have a chance to get to know your faculty members, and they want to get to know you. They want to help you if you have occasional struggles in class. They want to help you make wise decisions about course selections, internship selections, and other important decisions. Take your professors up on their offer to have a video chat in your first semester of college. For many of you, a faculty member wanting to welcome you right now is the most important thing that you will find at Augustana College. They will be your faculty members, they will be your advisors, but most importantly, many of you will find a mentor in your faculty at Augustana College. Those mentoring relationships are precious. Seek them out. Fifth, understand that you make your own luck at Augustana College, and you make your own luck in life. The Roman philosopher Seneca said that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Think about that. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You make your own luck. You make your own luck by being well prepared. You make your own luck by making yourself active and visible. You make your own luck by creating a record of success in different fields, and someone notices you, or an opportunity comes along when you least expect it. It is not solely about being in the right place at the right time. It is making sure that you are in the right place at the right time. Take advantage of everything Augustana has to offer. And finally, and importantly, enjoy the journey. Our collective creativity at Augustana ignites brighter futures. Enjoy the journey because the future will come fast enough. For many of you, although 4 years seems like a long time until graduation, when you graduate, you'll say that it feels like I've only just begun. College years are not to be rushed through. College years are to be savored. College years are not a punch card to getting a job. College years are years to grow in mind, body, and spirit, spreading your wings while you're doing so. Take advantage of every opportunity you can find that Augustana has to offer. So there it is, my 6 pieces of advice to you. Let me conclude by saying that I look forward to getting to know each of you a bit better. Students, sign up for my virtual office hours and tell me your story. And my wife Jane and I also hope to see each of you at events across campus and eventually, when permitted, at the Dahl President's Home. Best wishes to you as you join Augustana during these truly historic times. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. But most importantly, may you wonder boldly and imagine brightly during your time at Augustana College.
By the mighty Mississippi, on a rocky shore, stands the school we love so dearly, now and evermore. Augustana, Augustana, we thy children as of old, sing thy praising song unending to old Augie's blue and gold. Though the future years may part us, still together now, faith and love to Augustana evermore we vow. Augustana, Augustana, we thy children as of old, sing thy praising song unending to old Augie's blue and gold.
Greetings. I'm Dr. Wesley Brooks and have the privilege of serving as the Vice President and Dean of Students at Augustana College. I'd like to welcome our new first-year and transfer students to the 2021 academic year, and welcome back to our returning students. I'm so excited to be at the starting line of this new academic year. While this is a temporary new normal for us, I believe this important academic year is going to be a key part of Augustana's history, and each of you will be a big part of it. For our new students, I wanted to share my own experience about what makes Augustana special. For me, 3 things come to mind. First, the people. The staff and faculty that I work closely with, certainly the students that I engage with every day, and all members of this campus community have welcomed me over the last 2 years with open arms. With that sense of relationship and welcome, I knew Augustana was a special place. 2, the pride I see in all things Augie, whether that be the academic experience, music, theater, athletics, the pride students have in clubs and organizations, our faculty and staff student success efforts, Greek life, the beautiful facilities and grounds we have at Augustana, and certainly our alumni's deep passion and love for this institution is a reason I knew this place was special. And lastly, the way this campus community has rallied around one another and taken on new and necessary tasks during the COVID pandemic. It's truly been inspiring. All the work and effort has been the lead up to the launch of this academic year. With all of the challenges that this pandemic provides us, one silver lining for me is to see how special this community and institution is. I'm excited to start this new year knowing all of our new students, first year and transfer, will get to experience and decide what it is for each of you that makes Augustana special. It truly is an amazing place. With that, I'd like to introduce our Provost and Dean of the College, Dr. Wendy Hilton-Morrow.
As Dr. Brooks said, I serve as Provost and Dean of the College here at Augustana. I know some of you may be wondering, what does a provost even do? Well, one definition of the word is actually the keeper of a prison. I had been pretty disheartened when I first learned that until a Swedish friend of mine told me that their translation would be a keeper of the keys. That notion of a provost feels much more on target because my role is having the immense pride of leading the academic program of the college and working with our faculty, your faculty now, to do what our mission says, to offer a challenging education that develops the qualities of mind, spirit, and body necessary for you to discern your life's calling of leadership and service in a diverse and changing world. And 2020 has changed all of our worlds in some major ways. For many of you, it was a senior year without the normal rites of passage, senior prom, senior award ceremonies, perhaps a senior sports season, in-person graduation for many. An economic crisis like none our country has ever seen. This summer, your generation in the streets demanding that America make good on its promise of justice for all. And now, your college experience beginning in a way none of us could ever have imagined. However, I'm going to suggest to you that this is actually the perfect time for you to be starting your Augustana journey. Now, bear with me while I explain why. Linda Schubring of the Leadership Vision podcasts suggests that we should think of 2020 as a crucible. Some of you may have read or even performed in Arthur Miller's classic drama about the Salem witch trials by the same name. We had a futuristic performance of it here at Augustana just a couple years ago. Or some of you may have tried out Amazon's online game of the same name that saw a quick rise and even quicker fall this summer. But what exactly is a crucible? Warren Bennis and Robert Thomas of the Harvard Business Review define a crucible as, quote, a transformative experience through which an individual comes to a new or an altered sense of identity. Yes, you, we, all of us are living through a crucible moment. And yes, we need to acknowledge the real pain, sadness, and loss of the communal crucible of 2020. However, this is also a moment in which we are called to ask hard questions about our own identities, who we want to be, what kind of a world we want to live in, and what kind of a future we want to help build. And that's why this is the perfect time for you to start your journey at Augustana. 30 years ago, I started my own journey at Augustana College as a student, just like you. I had no idea how my decision to come to Augustana would profoundly shape my life, eventually leading me to a career in broadcast journalism and then back to graduate school, and eventually back to this campus that I love as a professor of communication studies. As a first-generation college student from a small rural high school, that 18-year-old me could have never imagined I would one day end up here having the great honor of welcoming you. I asked myself, what was it about Augustana that made such a profound impact on my life? Without a doubt, it was the people. It was my faculty members. They made me think, to think about ideas that challenged me, that shook up my safe little world, to think about questions that were complex with no easy answer and sometimes no answers at all. It was the staff, from my residence hall director to the custodians, who all made me feel special and cared about. And it was my fellow students. It was the diversity of their life experiences that I learned from. They came from schools, cities, and cultures very different from my own, and I learned so much from them, from their perspectives and from their ways of looking at the world. Now today, with my PhD in hand, I have the research that helps me to understand my experience. We learn more from people who are different from us than from those who are similar. Diversity leads to creative thinking as we become more able to view issues from multiple perspectives or encounter new problems in different contexts. And diversity enhances self-awareness, as learning about others' experiences and backgrounds and viewpoints encourage us to reflect on our own and who we are and who we want to be. So that is why I suggest to you that the crucible of 2020 is the perfect time for you to join Augustana College. Mark Twain said, "The two most important days of your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why." At Augustana, you will be asked to grapple with the why. Is it to pursue a career in microbiology or public health so that you can help prepare us for or even prevent the next pandemic? Is it to study economics in order to avert the economic crisis of the next generation? Is it to study political science, sociology, Africana studies, Latin American studies, women, gender, and sexuality studies, or even education to work towards a country free of isms and full of opportunities for all? In Congressman John Lewis's posthumously published opinion piece, he urged us all to answer the highest calling of our hearts and stand up for what we truly believe. In the supportive environment of Augustana College, may you use this crucible moment to determine your own highest calling and heed that call. On behalf of your faculty, welcome to Augustana College. I now have the great pleasure of introducing you to Dr. Monica Smith, our Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Augustana College.
Welcome to academic year 2021, one like no other. Of all the places you could have chosen, you selected Augustana College here in Rock Island, Illinois. You've made a great choice. Whether you're local to the Quad Cities, Illinois, other states in the United States, Pakistan, Ethiopia, Sweden, or from wherever you may hail, I want you to know that you will find community here, wonderful community. In fact, multiple communities, whether they're in your residence halls, in your major, your social groups, or athletics. Augustana College has been waiting for you. There are many people on campus who have been planning for your arrival, and we're excited to meet you in just a few days. There are many here who help you to get started on your academic career at Augustana College. I'm Dr. Monica Smith, the Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And my role at Augustana College and that of the offices in the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Unit is to provide leadership for Augustana's initiatives to enhance intercultural competence of all of our community members. I want you to know that Augustana is devoted to all members of the college community, and we want, as much as possible, to ensure that all of our students have a similar sense of belonging, to call Augustana home for the years that you'll be joining us, and to prepare our graduates for a diverse and changing world. To that end, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion offices have adopted the theme Inclusive Augustana, where the emphasis is on engaging the whole person, recognizing differing perspectives and experiences, and offering opportunities to learn from and engage with those who are different from you and on diverse topics. Inclusion is a choice, and we've made that choice. Augustana College students are concerned about the world and want to make an impact. The beauty of a liberal arts education allows you to do just that. The Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion offices, along with others throughout campus and other college partners, help students on this quest. This summer, many of us witnessed racial injustices in the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Tony Dade. Certainly there were others before them and after. But our response was to step fully into our commitment to social justice. My office coordinated campus conversations to help raise awareness of racial justice issues and to empower the campus community to get involved in efforts to make positive change on campus and in the world. President and Mrs. Balls provided seed money to establish the Presidential Racial Equity Justice Fund for Augustana students to initiate projects on campus or within the Quad Cities to address issues of racial justice. Professional development and community engagement opportunities are ongoing at Augustana, and we'll continue to support and guide students throughout this academic year and beyond so that Augustana students are confident and empowered to help improve the world. Finally, I'm happy to report that because of our progress, our goals are a little less aspirational. We're achieving them in many respects. But don't just take it from me. We've received national recognition because our commitment has been manifested in tangible ways. Augustana College was recognized by Minority Access Incorporated in 2018 and 2019 for our commitment to diversity. In 2019 and this year, we are the recipient of the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award. This award recognizes colleges that demonstrate an outstanding commitment to diversity and inclusion as demonstrated through progress. Augustana College will continue to move toward a positive approach to inclusion. Our message to every student is, you're welcome here. My goal for an inclusive Augustana is a college that embraces diversity and removes barriers to full participation and allows you to thrive. We're ready for you. We're waiting for you. This place was made for you. It's my pleasure to introduce Kaitlyn Watkins, President of the Student Government Association.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaitlyn Watkins and I'm serving as the President of Augustana's Student Government Association. On behalf of the student body, I would like to welcome all of you to your new home at Augustana. An incredible journey lies ahead, and as a senior, I would like to share a few pieces of advice that might help you throughout this journey. My first piece of advice is to take advantage of every opportunity you encounter. There will be new and exciting experiences throughout all of college, and I encourage you to make the most of it. As a first year, I never would have thought that going into my senior year, I would be president of the student body as a triple major with experiences in Washington, D.C., Brazil, and hopefully the UK in the coming year. But none of these experiences would have been possible had I not pushed myself out of my comfort zone to try something new. So don't be afraid to try new things by joining a new club, taking a new class, or even exploring all of the opportunities that college has to offer. You never truly know when you might stumble across something that you will enjoy. My next piece of advice is to spend time really getting to know people. Some of your future best friends could be sitting behind you in class, walking past you on the quad, or emailing you to set up a group project meeting. For me, I know that the number one thing I'm going to miss the most about Augustana is the people. I've never experienced such a strong, kind, and genuine sense of community. And I know that you'll all feel the same. So now more than ever, reach out to people through social media, text, or video calls, because that sense of community exists no matter where you are, and it will continue to exist for the rest of your life. My final piece of advice is to cherish every second of your 4 years that lie ahead of you. I know that today you probably can't even picture what your life will look like in 4 years. In fact, you're probably just trying to get through that first week. But know that it goes by fast, faster than you could ever imagine. So cherish the best days, the regular days, and even the challenging ones. Because someday, believe it or not, you will all be seniors. And if you're anything like me, you'll be wishing that you could go back and live it all over again. Enjoy all of the firsts that you have yet to experience and look forward to the incredible journey that lies ahead of you. Again, welcome to Augustana College. We are so happy to welcome you into our family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kaitlyn, and thank you for your leadership at Augustana College. And thanks to all who participated in this opening convocation. Once again, students, welcome to Augustana College. We are so very delighted that you are here. We look forward to getting to know you all. Our closing music today will be directed by Drs. John Hurdy and Michael Zemek. It will be performed by members of the class of 2024. The title of the song is Hope Lingers On.
My mother, when love is gone. My mother, when love is gone. In our darkest hour, hope lingers on.
My father, when peace is gone. My father, when peace is gone. In our darkest hour, hope lingers on. I will not hate, and I will not fear. In our darkest hour, hope lingers here.
My sister, when
Equality's gone, when equality's gone. In our darkest hour, hope lingers on.
my brother, with tolerance
gone, with tolerance gone. In our darkest hour, hope lingers on. I will not hate, and I will not fear. In our darkest hour, hope lingers here.
my love,
My love, when honor is gone, when honor is gone. In our darkest hour, hope lingers on. My country, when justice is gone, gone. When justice is gone. In our darkest hour, hope lingers on. I will not hate, and I will not fear.